Welcome to the breakdown where we break down all the messed up shit. I asked y'all what y'all wanted to see in May and this was one of the top contenders, Irréversible. I always knew about this movie. Why? Well, because it has the most disturbing long-taken rape scene in film history. The film is shown in reverse, detailing the rape of a woman named Alex and the vigilante work to get revenge on the rapist by her boyfriend and her ex-boyfriend. When I say it is shown in reverse, I mean you literally see the death of the rapist first, and then you see the rape, and then you see the events preceding the rape. Normally you would see things chronologically, but the director decided to present things in a weird way regarding time and events. Since this is a serious concern with what we see in the plot, I'm going to recap it chronologically. It would be pretty confusing for me to do it how you would view it. So, keep in mind what happens in this movie. The title itself is of viewer discretion. If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown. So, normally, this is the end of the movie, but chronologically, this is the beginning of events. We see a woman named Alex reading a book called An Experiment with Time. Time seems to be a big part of this movie. The movie officially ends with this strobe light effect, but don't look too long or it'll curse you. A title card says, "Time destroys all things." Later, Alex just got done doing the dirty with her boyfriend, Marcus. There seems to be a party later on, and Alex's ex-boyfriend named Pierre is coming too. Marcus stole her from Pierre apparently. After Marcus goes to get some booze, Alex takes a home pregnancy test to confirm that she is pregnant, and she is happy to see that positive result. Sometime later, Alex, Pierre, and Marcus are on the elevator on their way to the party. In here though, the hallway and in the public transportation, they just talk about sex and orgasms. You can tell from the body language though that it's a weird little love triangle here. Once they get to the stop, they are literally off to go stupid, go crazy at the party. The party is full of drugs, booze, and sex, something that Marcus fits right into, but Pierre is kinda shy. Marcus freely cheats on his girl and gets high and everything. Meanwhile, Pierre is just standing there like stereotypical introverts. Where is Alex at though? She is shaking her fine ass on the dance floor, getting eyed super hard by Pierre. He wants her back, but Marcus ain't having it. Soon, Alex starts getting real annoyed with Marcus because he's stupid high and acting like an idiot. Long story short, she's so annoyed that she wants to go home, deciding to leave without him. He does say, "I'll take you home," but that seems either more like when he's ready or it could be now. Pierre also tries to walk her home, but she says nothing will happen. His last words to her in this movie is, "Don't go alone, it's not safe." So, Alex is on her way home. She calls for a taxi, but nobody's taking any fares. A woman says, "Take the underpass here, it's safer." She does what the woman says, going through probably the most disturbing corridor in film history. A man and a prostitute named Kocha walk through, but she says something that makes him mad and gets beaten right in front of Alex. The messed up thing is that because Alex was looking, his attention is now on her. She calls for help when he gets grabby, but she's completely under his control when he brings out the blade. The man decides that he's gonna do whatever he wants, which is sodomize her. Okay, so I'm not gonna show this scene. I can't. Only 3 films have made me cry somewhat during this disturbing series. Those films are Bully, No Child of Mine, and this one. This scene is like so raw that I kept peeking at my My Hero Academia posters just to not be immersed in this rape scene. Eventually the tears were just about to come out because of me thinking how nobody deserves to go through something like this. Probably the worst scene I've ever seen like this. The close second is I Spit on Your Grave. It's a long take that goes on for about 9 minutes. The only thing that brought me out of this state of despair was imagining Jennifer Hills sodomizing him with a metal pipe. After he finishes, he doesn't let her go without hurting her more and beats her unconscious until she can be found. Later, Marcus and Pierre leave the party, hearing a big commotion saying some whore got raped. Marcus then sees Alex being carried away on a stretcher and is just broken at the sight of it. Pierre is questioned by the police, trying to see if anybody at the party or anywhere else could have purposefully targeted Alex, but Pierre is a bit absent-minded. Once he gets out, he stands with Marcus, who is just both baffled and broken. Some random guy comes up to them though, concerned with the attack because this is his turf. Yeah, he's a gangster named Morad, and he asks Marcus if he wants to punish the rapist better than a jail cell would. Who wouldn't after seeing that? And so Morad and his homeboy Lil will help him find the rapist if they receive some monetary compensation. They got a lead because there was a purse left at the scene holding ID with the name Guillermo Nunes. Either that could be the rapist or somebody who could help find him. Keep in mind, Marcus is still high, and plus he's very angry. Marcus, Pierre, and the two gangsters search for this Guillermo Nunes, but this person is actually that prostitute that the rapist was hitting on before he attacked Alex. She is transsexual and is named Concha on the streets. He basically forces her to tell her where the rapist went. The rapist supposedly goes by the name Tapeworm, and Concha says the Tapeworm is probably at this gay BDSM club called The Rectum, but she gets saved from any more questioning by her peers. The quad group split up to search for the club, with our two main characters stealing a taxi because the driver didn't know where the Rectum was. I know that it was pretty scarring for Marcus, but he's an asshole on drugs right now. Pierre is trying his hardest to even keep Marcus under control, but Pierre is just suppressing his anger right now. Eventually, Marcus finds out where the rectum is from two people, but Pierre's like, let's just go see Alex in the hospital. But Marcus destroys the cab and forces Pierre to bring his ass. We follow the funny camera showing the extreme homosexual BDSM club. It's crazy in there. Plus, there's a very strong, anxiety-inducing rhythm playing during this entire club scene. Sounds like this. Imagine that in your ear as you venture through this dark sex dungeon. Eventually, Marcus and Pierre pay to get in looking for Tapeworm. He goes all around, asking any of these sex-crazed people if they've seen Tapeworm. He gets led downstairs, and after asking like 30 people, he gets into a fight with someone who is probably Tapeworm. Well, it does kind of look like that rapist, huh? Well, actually, it's the guy on the right. Yeah, this guy on the right is the real rapist. Marcus gets into a fight with a lookalike, but gets his ass handed to him effortlessly, and his arm is broken. The lookalike then plans on raping him right in front of the club patrons, but right before he does, Pierre comes in and smashes his head in with a fire extinguisher. Not once, not twice. He completely destroys this man's skull. This man Pierre was broken just as much as Marcus to see something like that, and completely let loose on this guy. The police are now on the way, but we see two oldish men sitting in their apartment right above the Rectum Club. This man here is the Butcher, and we actually will see him in another disturbing breakdown. Yeah, that's right, he's a part of the French Extreme Cinematic Universe from the movie I Stand Alone, directed by the same guy. He mentions the past movie, in which he had incest with his daughter. He also says the tagline of the movie, that time destroys everything. They both hear the sirens outside and attribute the commotion to the Rectum Club. Outside, paramedics bring out Marcus on a stretcher, and the club patrons inside say the most messed up insults to him, like, I hope you get raped in prison, and I hope it hurts, stuff like that. They say the same thing to Pierre, who was brought outside in handcuffs. So, guys, the movie starts officially with the scene showing the Butcher, but chronologically, this is the final scene of the movie. Marcus, after seeing his girlfriend after her attack, decided to take revenge in his own hands, only to be beaten and almost attacked himself. Pierre saw the same sight, and despite trying to stay calm, he succumbed to murder. The issue is that the man that was murdered was the wrong man, so the rapist got off free. It's kind of messed up, you know, how someone can do something so evil and get away with it. But, however, we don't know what Alex had in her purse. She probably could have had a goddamn hatchet for all we know. It's just, sometimes situations in life are just terrible. We get dealt the wrong cards. Even sadder is that what happened to Alex could literally be happening to someone right now as you're hearing me talk. So, now that we got through this movie, let's talk about the most disturbed moment and most enjoyed moment, and that's spooky stuff. Most disturbing film for SpookyRice to cover, Irréversible easily. Well, at least this year. Salo, move over. Your grossness isn't for me. A Serbian film, move over. You're being a tryhard. Irréversible is it for me. The attack on Alex was just kryptonite for me. Most disturbing moment, I don't want to talk about it no more. You already know that. Most enjoyed moment is non-existent. I'm just left in a state of despair almost. But I do just wish there was an alternate version where Jennifer Hills ventured across the disturbing multiverse and just brutally murdered every rapist. Call it I Spit on Your Grave endgame. So that's it. Yeah, I was pretty drained from this movie, but I expected it long before I started watching. I was in the mood to see some vigilantism, and I know violence isn't always the answer, but I'm sorry, I can't help it. If you felt the same, maybe you would enjoy seeing my homegirl Ellen Page bully a pedophile murderer in Hard Candy. Or maybe you would like to see Korean intelligence agent Soo Yoon murder the serial killer who kills and rapes countless women off the books. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.